Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how the first mover advantage can kill your business. So first and foremost, what is the first mover advantage? Oh, I'm looking at the date right here. Today's actually my birthday for this recording. But happy birthday to me.
Hey,
anyway,
happy birthday.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I guess on this date, I'm going to be 32. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm getting older here. Anyway, so first mover advantage, what is it in the first place? So the easiest way to look at this is Coca-Cola. You think of beverage, who is the beverage king out there? It is Coca-Cola. They were the first ones out there. And if you read the book, The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing, it does say in there that the first mover advantage can help you a lot, right? And so you have Coca-Cola, and then who thinks of number two? Number two is usually Pepsi. So in this case, the first mover advantage did definitely help them. Now, the first mover advantage can actually kill you sometimes if, well, perhaps you're a little too early. Now, Neil, what are your thoughts around this in general before I go on?
Yeah, so Peter Thiel has this whole concept saying if you look at the biggest operating system, which is Microsoft, they weren't the first. If you look at the biggest search engine, which is Google, they weren't the first. And the list keeps continuing on, right? Facebook wasn't the first social network, but they're the largest. And what Peter Thiel says is, when you're the first to market, yes, you have a huge advantage because you get that brand recognition, but you have a lot of technical debt when you're the first mover advantage or a lot of things that go against you. I know many of you guys are in the tech industry, and it doesn't matter if you're in tech or non-tech, but for example, if you're in the first mover advantage and you're the first player in the space, your costs are probably higher. There's probably new ways to make things more efficient. There's probably new ways to innovate and make the product or service better. But when you're a last mover advantage, especially when the market is fragmented and there's no clear winner, you can take the best pieces of each of the competition, combine it in one solution, and it gives you a huge leg up because you've already seen how the market reacts, what they like, what they don't like. And now you can just skip to pretty much the end and be like, here's everything that you guys want. Boom, here it is. And people are like, oh, wow, this is a better experience. This is a better price. It's more usable. Let me just pay for this.
Yeah. So there's a video from Bill Gross, who's a well-known startup guy, and he did a presentation, I believe it was a TEDx talk, on the number one reason for startup failure. Now, you have a couple options here. Could it be the team? Is it the technology? Like, what is it exactly? Well, believe it or not, the first thing that causes startup failure is actually timing. So to Neil's point, if you're too early sometimes, yes, you do get the brand recognition, but maybe the timing's a little off and maybe you're going to accrue too much technical debt. Now, here's another example. Moz was the first they were the first in the SEO space and they've got this big brand. But the other tools out there did have time to kind of just overtake them. You look at the SEMRushes out there. You look at the AHREFS out there. Those are the tools that Neil and I are often talking about. Now, Moz is a good tool, don't get me wrong. But, sometimes when you're first and maybe you're a little too early, well, you give people another chance to come in and really iterate on, the issues that you've had. And because you've grown so big, you can't move as quickly as you did when you're in startup mode.
Yeah, and you can also have a lot of legal issues too. For example, YouTube did really well. I think what Google or someone was saying, and analysts were saying, is worth like $30+ billion. Most popular television channel, beats out any other network out there. When you look at YouTube, the first players in the video space, and there was a lot more, they got their butts sued. They had to deal with so many legal issues. And once they resolved all of them, it paved the way for YouTube to just go in and dominate the market because they didn't have to deal with any of that.
Yeah, I'll give you another example. I mean, let's look at this. I mean, when I was in 8th grade or maybe 7th grade, I was using Napster, right? A lot of people were using Napster to, sample music, for example. And people started using torrents as well. And what are we all using now today? We're using Spotify. We're using iTunes Music. We're doing it the legal way. But to Neil's point, Napster got destroyed. They got sued by the RIAA, and then eventually, well, they're out of business. And that guy did well. What's his name? Sean Parker?
Yeah, Sean Parker.
Ended up going to Facebook. He did well for himself, but
yeah, I think he pocketed at least a few billion.
Yeah, just a couple billion, not bad. But that's the point. I mean, sometimes you have to consider like maybe the space that you're in, you might get sued. I think there's a lot of ramifications around it. So Neil, is there anything else to add to this?
Yeah, the last thing from my end is as technology evolves, things get so much cheaper. So we talked a little bit about tech debt, but just to give you guys a example of this, when Moz first started, they would release their financials. Technically, they still do. And when Moz releases their financials, if you look years back, it was showing that they're spending hundreds and thousands on server costs. Nowadays, you can do things way cheaper on Amazon, which allows new competitors to go and release product and do it for a lot cheaper. The problem is if your company is old and you're one of the first movers, it's hard to move off your old infrastructure and redo everything and stop servicing your existing clients. And that gives a huge advantage to the latecomers into any marketplace.
There you go. So you got timing, that's one thing. And then the other thing is, well, the time it takes to actually have to undo all the issues that you came up with in the first place. So a lot of it comes down to time. So anyway, that's it for today. If you enjoy this, go to singlegrain.com/giveaway to check out marketing tools that can grow your business. And we'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.